Good morning from the East Coast of the United States. I know Mike is calling in from Chicago. I'm actually calling in from the south of France. And this is Talk.Crypto. And today we're going to be talking about some Bitcoin news and the price action of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Things are looking strong. We passed 55, and I think it's only going up from here, Mike.
Yeah, we got some big resistance at the 56K level, 56.9, and then past that, it's a break past that 59K level that we often struggle with and bounce off of. We've got a lot of strength behind this move. We talked about it yesterday in our show, and we're going to show you exactly why in our Discord. So let's jump in and start doing some screen share here. If you guys aren't already in the Discord, you can join us by going to our Instagram. Link tree is there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the benefit
so
of joining the
look.
Discord, the benefit of joining the Discord is if you're watching us if you're listening to us here on stereo, you can actually get more out of our program if you can follow along visually when we pull up these charts and we show you our indicators. Mike is actually making marks on his charts, and he doesn't change them. So if you want to hold them accountable, this is the best way to do it, because he's letting us know where he thought the price action was going to go last week, and we could see if he's right or wrong. And it's good for us, and it's good for you, so you guys can hold us accountable. So, Mike, are you on the Discord? Yeah, I see you're in there right now. I'm about to join as well. Here we go. And there we go. Turn off that. Ozzy boy, you're in the Discord. Thanks for joining us here. And let's get to work, guys. So, Mike, you sharing your screen yet?
Yes. So you're going to see here that I had a range for Bitcoin, right? I said, okay, I think the most that we're going to drop is 40%. And we traced this line all the way down until the 25th, 3 days ago. And we hit a low of about 47K.
Mm-hmm.
We then started moving off the trend line that I had drawn, and we started bouncing pretty hard. And you can see here on the daily chart, we're about to flip our momentum back to being bullish. And on the 4-hour chart, it's looking really strong, right? We moved way off this line. We're starting to retrace back up. I'm impressed that we've made it to this level so quickly, to be honest. No, we're already at 55, and it's looking strong. We're above these moving averages here, and we're holding our own at this level.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. I really thought that we would see Bitcoin drop below 45. It didn't. And, yesterday in the program, I said that I was still bearish on Bitcoin unless it broke 55. It did break 55, and we're currently, are 54.9 as I'm looking at it right now, playing with that 55 level again. But I think that 55 is going to turn into a good support level. Actually, it could be the 54. It looks like 54 is a good support level actually right now for Bitcoin. So if you miss the dip, it might be over.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to speak too soon, but certainly the momentum has switched directions, and we could certainly retrace back up to all-time highs. I do think it's going to take a while. I mean, let's just draw another line here, just to kind of trace our movement here. So if we continue at the same sort of trend, we're going to get back up to, let's see, I want to know when we're going to test the 59K level May 1st. So in 3 or 4 days, we should test the 59K level at the rate that we're moving, and we should test the all-time high.
Mike, can you explain
May
how you are estimating May 1st we are going to test 59?
Right. So I'm just going based off of the last couple days, what the trend line, the general trend line has been. I mean, I can draw channels here.
And that trend line, you're finding the lowest point of the dip of the wick, which is around 46.5, and you're following that upward on the current trajectory, and that's where you're getting the May 1st date for 59.
Right. So let's see
Yeah.
here. In the middle of the channel, if we hit the middle of the channel on May 1st, we're going to be touching 59. So a couple days before I think things really start to get crazy, I think once we pass 59, there's going to be a lot of confidence in the market, and volume usually follows through when that confidence is there in the market.
Right. And in order for Bitcoin to keep growing, it needs a lot of volume. It needs a lot of buyers in the market to keep, to keep this price level at 55 and to move north of 60. And so we're going to have to see a lot of institutions start buying in. It can't just be retail investors here.
Yeah, no, I
Especially
mean,
if we're, yeah.
you're definitely going to see institutional investors buying, especially with a big candle like this. This is institutional buyers trying to buy the bottom of the dip, right?
Right.
They're trying to get, they don't want to get in at the bottom down here, this wick, but they historically have been buying in the 40, 48, 49K level. So this right here was a little nice accumulation area for institutional people. And of course, when we broke out of this range at, let's see, 51.2, we just shot up, right? Because people are like, all right, well, we're breaking out of this, sideways movement. It's time to get in. It's time to, enter our positions. And that's what happened. And then now we got this channel up here, and, we should see continued movement up here, unless something changes in the market.
Now, Mike, I know you have a different strategy than me when it comes to Bitcoin. I like to just buy and hold and reaccumulate on the dips. You are actually looking to sell off Bitcoin at the all-time highs right before a dip, right? I mean, you did this in the last one where you sold it around mid 60s, and then you bought back in.
Right. I mean, I'm not trying to sell at the exact top, right? I'm okay with, getting like coming back from the all-time high and then selling a bit there once we start to lose strength after a big move. And, because there's just, Bitcoin doesn't only go up, right? It also goes down as well. And we're going to get those retracements occasionally, like we've seen in the past couple of weeks. And for sure, it's going to discourage people. For sure, I'm sure people got killed in the last couple of weeks, and they felt like, oh my God, here comes the bear market or something. But if we look at the past cycle, we stayed completely calm, and we didn't even touch as low as we thought it would go. We said, okay, even if it goes to 40K, 43, 44K, we're still okay. And we didn't even get anywhere near that. So it's amazing, and shows the strength that's in the market. People are just they were just waiting on the sidelines, letting Bitcoin cool off and see what happens, right? It's a global market.
Yeah, I mean, look, my point in saying this is I just want to point out that even though we talk about, hey, we're entering a bear market or we're entering a bull market or momentum is on the side of the buyers or not, my strategy with Bitcoin is buy and hold. And whether we jump into a bear market or not, the only thing I'm looking at is opportunities to buy. I'm not looking at opportunities to sell. And I want our listeners to know that that's an okay strategy. And in fact, that strategy has been the most profitable strategy there is, because it's very difficult to time when Bitcoin is going to have these parabolic moves up. And if you miss those moves up, that hurts. that hurts a lot. The majority of Bitcoin is moving sideways, and then we have these moves up that are short but steep, and if you miss those moves, it hurts. So it's always, I mean, in my mind, and you could disagree with me, Mike, it's a better strategy to buy and hold and reaccumulate on a dip than it is to buy and sell at the top and then try and time it and then rebuy on a dip. I say this, Mike, because I was listening to a friend of mine's
But just
analysis.
looking at
Yeah,
data,
go ahead.
absolutely looking at data. But I'm not necessarily trying to take profit on Bitcoin per se. But when we do start to lose the weekly uptrend like we did at 59K, I'm looking to take some off the table because I'm saying, look, there's not as much confidence. And then when I feel confident again, I'll re-enter, which is exactly what I did. I re-entered at 53 because I saw we broke out of this, sideways movement that we had. Let me just pull up the chart here.
Right.
Once we broke above that 51, this range right here, once we broke above 51K, I'm like, okay, it's time to re-enter. And that's exactly what I did.
Right. And look, we don't really talk about this much on this show, but there are tax implications to that. There are tax implications to buying and selling Bitcoin with under a year. And I mean, I know our listeners are worldwide. It's not just the U.S., but even in the U.S., they're talking about re-examining the capital gains. And that could be a real issue to people who are buying and selling Bitcoin under a year time frame.
That's right. That's right. And I expect the tax laws to get worse. I don't expect it to go the other way and for them to sort of be more friendly to crypto traders.
Yeah, look, if everyone's making this money in crypto right now, then the tax laws aren't going to be to our benefit. The government's going to see an opportunity to fill their coffers up on all these gains.
Yeah,
but
don't mention Amazon and Google that are have everything offshore and basically don't pay any taxes and are starving the government of trillions worth of dollars. Yeah.
I mean,
go after the little guy that's trading crypto and trying to change his life.
Right. And look, our listeners are the little guy. I mean, I hate to say it, we're the little guy too here. We're the retail investor, looking to make a buck off of this crypto market, and we have been making money. I mean, it has been good for us.
100%. And we're going to talk about a pick that I've been keeping pretty quiet, but I think it's kind of made its move and it's time to reveal it. So I'm
surprised, Mike, that you are gonna reveal that today. You've been holding this one close to your chest. You've told me about it.
I mean, look, it's 4x. It's trending on CoinGecko. It's pretty hard to ignore. So I've been looking at Matic Network, taking a hard look and trying to find apps, right, that I think have high value on Matic Network. And one of those is Quickswap. I mean, Quickswap was the obvious one because they were essentially the PancakeSwap of Matic Network. And I saw them sitting at 30 mil market cap. And I said, wait, PancakeSwap's at like, what is it, 6 billion now almost? And Quickswap is at 30 million. And it has 100 million of trading volume. I don't know what PancakeSwap is. PancakeSwap's got to be in the billions for sure. Let's take a look at PancakeSwap 24-hour trading volume, because this is how you evaluate these DEXs and what they should be worth is based on their trading volume. Because a lot of times, people that own the token, they get some reward for the trading volume. In the case of PancakeSwap, every time a trade happens on PancakeSwap, cake is burned. So that's why cake continues to go up. So cake is at a 5.7 billion market cap. And let's look at the trading volume. So click on PancakeSwap here. what's our 24-hour trading volume? 2.6 billion, Noah. So 2.6 billion. Now let's do a quick compare on QuickSwap, right? Because we're saying, okay, well, kind of like the PancakeSwap of Matic network. And I know anybody that's been looking at the charts is listening because they know Matic's just been on an absolute tear, and QuickSwap has, actually been more on a tear than Matic. Matic has almost tripled.
But it makes sense. I mean, look, that narrative makes sense right there. So, what you're talking about is decentralized exchanges. And we saw this before with Binance Smart Chain. When Binance Smart Chain started picking up, PancakeSwap started picking up in total value locked, and the price then followed. And now Matic Network is getting a lot of love. We see that that price just seems to be growing and growing. If you got into it when Mike and I were talking about it a week or two ago, you've easily almost 100% your money already. You've easily done that.
The dip was in the 30-cent range, and it peaked out at 89 cents, something like that. I saw Joe from our Discord was sharing on his Instagram. He's like, oh, look, I called this. And it's just crazy, man. But I've been reading on Twitter people calling, look, Matic's to $1, easy goes to $1. And
I mean, look, Matic still has room to grow because a lot of people aren't using Matic
gosh.
yet.
Look, this is you don't even the listeners should understand that the reason that Matic is the play right now, the play of the year, is because you can easily bridge from Ethereum to Matic the same way that you can to Binance Smart Chain. But Matic actually has a bridge on their website. I actually used it yesterday, Noah, and it takes a couple hours. But it's great. It tracks the whole transaction and everything through the website. So once you receive it on the other side, the bridge will actually notify you, hey, you have a withdrawal that's ready, and it's great. It worked for me, so I'm happy with it. And okay, so going back to our QuickSwap PancakeSwap comparison, right? So PancakeSwap has 2.6 bill trading volume. QuickSwap has 300 million. So let's say, okay, we got 10% of the volumes. So what's 10% of 5.7 billion? What's 10% of that?
570 million.
And what's the QuickSwap market cap?
What'd you say? It was like 200.
No, it's 130. Right now, QuickSwap market cap's 130 million. I was telling Chris, I actually went to Chris's yoga studio yesterday, and I was telling him, look, I got a 4x on QuickSwap in 48 hours. I bought this thing at $200, and it's now at $800.
And I know you called me. You called me afterwards, and you were upset you didn't put more money in.
Not really, because there's always a lot of opportunities, but it would have been a nice one, I mean, it was a no-brainer. Yeah. 30 million market cap, and it's the volume is gonna be coming there. I mean, I was expecting okay, this volume is gonna pick up on this exchange.
Can you, Mike? I think what you're saying now is so valuable for our listeners to understand how you are finding these opportunities in the market, right? So there's so many coins out there. Who knows which one is going to go 4x or 5x next? But what you're doing is you're taking comparisons and you're looking at the market cap and you're saying, okay, this blockchain here, Matic, the decentralized exchange on the Matic network. The market cap of that is so much smaller, less than 10% of the decentralized exchange on the Binance Smart Chain, a competing network. And you're saying that doesn't make sense. And that's why
even if the trading volume stays the exact same as right now, just based on the trading volumes right now, let's assume it doesn't increase, right? Which would be silly for us to think that. It still should be like a 500 mil market cap. At least.
It's currently under 150.
No, yeah, exactly. So this is an easy. It can easily still 4x from here. And again, I expect the volumes to pick up massively on QuickSwap. So I'm looking for this thing to just be one of the best performers in the next month or so. And so, congratulations. This is probably the best opportunity in the market, but you have only a couple options to pick it up. So you can either pick it up on Uniswap or you can pick it up on QuickSwap. You have to bridge over to the Matic network. And we're going to teach people how to do that this weekend in our workshop. So
Yeah,
this is your
you
chance.
actually changed the schedule in our workshop because you had told me on the phone. You said, "Look, you do think that people understanding what blockchains are and how to read a block is very important, but right now we can make money and we can let our listeners make some money by informing them how to get on the Matic network and how to buy some Quick, which is the native token to QuickSwap, because we
100%.
see it
And
because we
look,
see a huge opportunity here for that.
they do pay if you stake it on their site. They pay you out in the trading fees from the platform. I wasn't super impressed by the returns from that. um I I mean, it came out to like, let me do some quick math. Um,
And so our listeners know, our workshops are going to be for fans only. We do our morning shows. Right now it's the afternoon for me in France, but we do our morning shows for free. We're going to give you as much information as we can in our morning show, so you guys can then do your own research thereafter. But on our workshops, this is where we're going to hold your hand and we're going to show you how to actually get in these tokens that are layer two projects, right? They're not easily found on Binance.com or Coinbase. You have to go through a third-party, permissionless, decentralized exchange. You don't need to go through the KYC rules on these exchanges, but you do need to go through like another blockchain like Matic network to even purchase this, and it can be a little confusing. It's not terribly confusing, but there are questions, and if you rush through it, there are risks. So, and actually, I posted a video on YouTube of one of the risks that happened to me. I lost some money because I rushed through transactions on Binance Smart Chain. So we don't want that to happen to you guys. So if you want, you could subscribe to Mike or myself. It doesn't matter which one. It's a whole dollar, and then we're gonna teach you how
we
you
should
can make
raise
some
we should
money.
raise the price. We should raise the
Not yet.
price, to be
Not
honest.
yet.
So
Not yet. We're gonna be kind. Not yet.
uh,
But you're right. Look, the truth is, I know you. I know how you feel about it, because the truth is that if you follow these instructions and you get on QuickSwap and you put $100 in, and maybe you're wrong, Mike. Maybe it doesn't 4x. Maybe it 2x's. You just made $100.
yeah, I mean, easily, and we care about getting testimonials. People actually making money. There's a lot of stereo shows on here that you jump on, and they're gonna show you something, but it's not gonna be to this level where we're gonna actually show you how to move funds onto another network. And there's a whole nother ecosystem that opens up once you get onto another network.
Right. Yeah. Right. Because look, QuickSwap isn't the only application on the Matic network. It's not the only opportunity that's going to grow on the Matic network. And as the Matic network grows, those decentralized applications built off of Matic are going to grow as well. So there's a lot of opportunities once you get on these exchanges, once you get on these new blockchains.
100%. And I'll be continuing to explore Matic Network, and we'll be really interested to hear from our listeners if they're playing around too and finding stuff. Yeah, we'll definitely be sharing more in the coming shows.
Hey,
And
crypto.
yeah, let's.
I think our buddy Crypto Saint Martian from Raul from Saint Martin just became a super fan, meaning he subscribed to both of us. I know he was having some issues there, and we just had another guy become a super fan. Let me see if I can. We appreciate that, guys.
Yeah,
So
100,
def
100%, 100%.
So yeah, I mean, definitely keep an eye out for our show this weekend because it's happening and we're gonna make some money. Also, I wanted to tell you this, Mike, that today we're releasing a new video on YouTube on DAP Radar. And
Okay.
the reason why DAP Radar is beneficial for you, the listener, is because if you want to know what decentralized applications are on the Matic network or on Binance Smart Chain or on Ethereum, this is the website for you. You can go and you can search all the different decentralized applications on these different blockchains. And so, I mean, it's called DAP Radar. Check it out. If Mike does his platform review, if you've ever seen our YouTube videos, Mike does platform reviews on different decentralized applications and networks and blockchains. And we are releasing the DAP Radar one today, which it might be a good for you to check out before this workshop, so that you can understand what other type of decentralized applications are built off of the Matic network.
Good morning, guys. Finally managed to subscribe. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, after listening to you guys, I made profit off of XRP about a few weeks ago. I sold all of it. I put it into BTCST, and I put it into Bake and Cake, and that's because I was listening to you guys. I know it's not financial advice, but from technical terms, yes, I did make some money.
Yes.
That's
Awesome.
money right there. That's money. I mean, those were the plays. And Noah and I have been on this for weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I know, Raul, thanks for saying that. I know you've made money because you've been messaging us in our Discord. And I remember when you got into BTCST and you were like, holy cow, man. Like, I just made money. And it was like under a couple hours. And I mean, Mike had called it. And yeah, so absolutely. So look, I mean, we're not bullshitting around here. We do our research.
Yeah.
We know what we're talking about. We put our money where our mouth is. And so we're in these projects as well. And we're in them in a big way. I mean, look, we haven't talked about this one in a while, Mike, but Solana, I just bought some more Solana this morning.
Not a bad idea, honestly, because there's a lot of apps that are growing on there, that we're taking a look at. Radium is trending on CoinGecko. Last I saw. Alien Worlds. What is this?
Yeah, you messaged me about Radium. I need to look into it more. But Radium is a DApp on Solana.
It's going to be the PancakeSwap of Solana.
Of the Solana
Yeah,
network.
so let's look at the Radium trading volumes. Last I checked, it wasn't super impressive.
Where are
it
you
doesn't
looking
even
at
show
this?
it on CoinGecko.
You go to CoinGecko.
I click on the exchange. So if I go to Solana, it doesn't even show me Radium. I want to see the 24-hour trading volume. Because that's important to. Okay, it's saying the 24-hour trading volume. Okay, well, that's of a single token. Let's see if it's listed on CoinMarketCap.
I mean, two days ago, the Radium protocol Twitter said that their trading volume was over 150 million. So it looks like it's around the same level as QuickSwap.
That's funny because QuickSwap is at 300 million.
Wow.
QuickSwap is the better buy. QuickSwap is the better buy, not financial advice. QuickSwap is and it's going to increase.
Why do you say that? You say that because of the trading volume is much higher.
Yes.
But what if you wanted to get in early on Radium? Do you not think Radium and the Solana network is going to grow?
Yes, but you only need to own 20 Radium to get into the launch pad.
Got it.
So that would be, if you really are interested in Solana, that would be, you need to hold 20 Ray. And then beyond that is just you kind of making a bet on this platform, which I think is great. I think, it's, like I said, it is, to me, the PancakeSwap of Solana. So I'm I'm a fan of simple interfaces. I think PancakeSwap has their simple interface paired with their branding, paired with the, now they burn cake on every trade. I think that's what's made PancakeSwap so successful because
and what's great about this stuff is that you don't need a Coinbase account, you don't need a Binance account, an FTX account, you don't need to be part of a centralized exchange to buy these to partake in this. You just need a wallet. You need to load fiat currency onto your wallet, and swap that into USDT or to USDC or even to DAI, and from there you can partake in these third-party layer 2 decentralized exchanges without having to go through a centralized exchange. And as we know, that's where this market is going. The market is going into a decentralized way. Now, the majority of people are working on centralized exchanges because that's what they're used to and that's what they know. But that's not going to be forever.
That's right. And, I do expect more and more funds to move over to decentralized because, you actually control the funds. We're going to talk about some rug pulls that have been happening. Number one, we've had 2 major exchanges in Turkey just completely rug pull all the funds because the Turkish government started cracking down. Yeah, I mean,
how much was lost in that? I read it was.
I think it was like 50 million.
Yeah, that was a pretty nasty rug pull that happened in Turkey.
Turkey molds new regulations after 2 crypto exchanges go dark. Sodex and Bebitcoin.
And that's a big risk. That's a big risk in this place, right? Rug pulls, and people should understand the risks when they're dealing with these other platforms and layer 2 projects. That there can be rug pulls. There also can be fake tokens, and they could enter your wallet without you knowing it, and then you go and try and swap it, and approving someone to have access to your wallet. So that's why I think our workshops are going to be really beneficial, is because we don't want anyone to get scammed. And it's very easy in the early days of crypto, because we still are in the early days of crypto, to get scammed.
I mean, look, this is always going to be the wild, wild west. And I mean, you don't think there were people that got scammed on the internet back in the early 2000s? I mean, this is just,
of course,
this is not anything new. This is not even close to being something new. And, everything being digital and there's no person that you can go and talk to, it makes it that much easier. Once you send your funds through, that's it. So, but the difference here, of course, is there's no central bank involved. Like back in the internet days, if you got scammed, okay, well, there was a central bank that could, get your funds back. But here it's not like that. It's completely unregulated.
Right.
Watching what's going on in Turkey, and I'm not too sure what the full story is, but however, Turkey is going to launch its first custodian central bank cryptocurrency accounts.
First custodian cryptocurrency accounts. I don't know, man. That just sounds like an oxymoron to me. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think?
Okay, so it seems that what happened was, because the Turkish dollar was depreciating so much, these exchanges just decided to run off of people's funds. And, you said it a million times, not your keys, not your coins. If you don't hold it in your own secure wallet off the exchange, you don't technically own it. Someone can just run off with it. They have all your information.
Right. That's yeah. You're absolutely right.
It's their central bank. Their central bank would be the first government to actually buy crypto.
I mean, that's interesting to see that to see that move in that direction. I wonder if we'll see that happen more and more.
That brings up a very interesting point, Noah, which is that these sort of failing governments that have these failing currency systems, shouldn't they buy Bitcoin?
Well, they need to, right? Because if Bitcoin, look,
This is hilarious,
actually,
man.
Raul and I, who was just calling in, we talked about this yesterday about how, there needs to be a safe landing for these government currencies, and perhaps that's Bitcoin, because
Right.
a lot, a lot of them are devaluing quickly, and we don't see that in the U.S. right now. But I mean, we're printing money at a record pace, so it may happen, and Bitcoin may be that new currency that is, the central bank currency that we base our world monetary system off of. It may happen.
Imagine this. Currently, the US is the reserve currency for the world because of the petrodollar. Now imagine the world is moving towards renewable energy. What do you think that reserve currency is that countries are going to go to?
Right. And what Raul
Yeah.
is getting at here is, if we are on the internet of energy, if we are sharing energy amongst each other, there needs to be some cryptocurrency that we use to store value and share. And what better than Bitcoin at the moment? Now, Mike,
Exactly. Exactly.
if you say Dogecoin, I'm gonna lose my shit.
No. I mean, that would be unintelligent of the market to go that direction. And actually, we are going to have Elon talking about Dogecoin on SNL May 8th. May 8th, the Doge father. So SNL is going to try to run with this whole meme, and it definitely leaves a bad taste in the mouth of people that are actually doing work in this industry and actually doing like research. I'm not
Yeah.
really, I think Elon Musk has gone a little bit overboard. This is my personal opinion. I think he's going a little bit too far with this whole Doge
It's not
gravy
just
train.
Elon. It's not just Elon. I think it's like a concerted effort here. We saw just yesterday, Mark Cuban was on the Ellen DeGeneres show and trying to convince her to have her community, which is millions strong, be able to purchase Ellen DeGeneres goods using Dogecoin, much like you can buy Dallas Mavericks gear, the sports team that is owned by Mark Cuban, in Dogecoin. And I don't know if she took the bait or not, but I don't know how I feel about these billionaires who kind of control Dogecoin, really pushing it so strong onto the
Yeah,
masses. It just
it,
feels
it's
awkward to
it's
me.
it's a little scary. It kind of it's almost a little bit revealing. Because we know that Dogecoin is controlled by a small group of people. That one wallet holds almost 30% of all Dogecoin. It's a little bit scary when you have wealthy people that are pushing this meme coin. Um, I think this is going to a point where I can no longer, I can't follow it anymore. Like I can't. It's too much, man.
But
People are going to lose a lot of
look,
money.
yeah, I mean, look, I think are we going to see a bump because of SNL? Are we going to see a bump because of Mark Cuban pushing other celebrities to start accepting Dogecoin? Maybe, but are we going to see a dump thereafter? I believe so. And I just don't see
Yeah,
how this is
once
healthy
people
for
get
this
bored with it,
market.
right?
Come again?
Once people get bored with it, like their attention shifts to something else.
Well, their attention is going to shift to something real.
And also
And
the whales are going to rock the boat a little bit. We're going to see that happen as well with Dogecoin. So, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, especially when this market takes a turn, we've already seen that, Noah. We already saw when Bitcoin started dipping. What started dipping harder? Dogecoin.
yeah,
So, I mean, yeah, it's dangerous for people to enter Doge. considering that historically it's dipped harder than other alts.
Now, I did pull up the Doge chart just to take a look at it because I know a lot of our listeners are interested in it, and so I wanted to just take a look from a technical analysis. And on my chart here, on the 4-hour chart, I see that the momentum is in its favor. It's a buyer's market right now. We just hit a future pivot point at around, what is that? Around 31 cents. Well, actually, I'm sorry, at 28 cents. And we're currently trading at 31.5. So, look, I don't know how I feel about this, Mike. It looks like we have a pretty strong resistance point here at around 38 and another resistance point at 32. So if we break 32, we might test 38 on this. Otherwise, we're looking at a drop to 25 and then following that at 22 cents. So, I am not sure how I feel about Dogecoin. Full disclosure, I did make some money off of Dogecoin because I was trading, market speculation. But now I see it everywhere, and it's really concerning. I think it's really concerning. And look, I see Doge actually dropping right now.
I mean, there's something that I like to refer to as funny money, and it's when you make money on something, but there's no real strategy. I mean, you can trade this thing based on technicals for sure. I don't know. We've talked about box mining and his YouTube channel on here, and he actually, when Doge cracked the all-time high, he actually entered the leverage coin. He entered Doge Bull. And he said like he made like 200K like overnight or something like that. And I mean, that's just insane. I really like his YouTube channel because of how transparent he is with his viewers. And we're definitely trying to, ride that same route of being super transparent with our viewers so that they can feel comfortable with the information that we're feeding them.
Absolutely. I just want to give a few shout outs to our new followers here. Max Wang, thanks for listening. Thanks for following. Think Like a Jew. Thanks for listening. Thanks for following. Green Lion, D Shutmeister, and Tanzimic 1. Thanks for following. We don't always talk about Doge. So if that's what you want to hear, you're not going to get that here on every show. We usually talk about other projects that we are doing research on and that we are bullish on and that we've actually made money on. But this weekend, we're going to do our first workshop, and that workshop is going to be on the Matic network, how to get funds on the Matic network, and how to buy Quick, which is the native token to Quickswap, the decentralized exchange on the Matic network. So that's going to be our first workshop here on Stereo, our first fans-only workshop. It's $1 right now, a whole $1 to enter. And, if you want to, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. Also, you can always join our Discord for free. You can click our faces, click our Instagram. Our Discord is growing rather fast, and there's a whole community on there of people who are trading and lending advice and, discussing between one another. I know one of the guys on our Discord was talking about getting into Mana last night. He does some swing trading. And I actually want to see how Mana's doing.
Mana is a great one to swing trade. I mean, it's been that way since like 2017, according to the videos that I've watched from, Quick Fingers Luke or whatever his name is. Quick Fingers Luke.
Yeah.
With the QFL is named. Yeah, that guy. He has a video talking about how much money he made on Mana, like swing trading the hell out of it. So it's amazing. And look at these dips that you can buy here, 90 cents. I mean, it's incredible. Dips that you can buy, that you can catch here on Mana. And I'm not super up to speed with what Mana is, I'll be honest. We've been taking a look at the big chains, like starting with, like Solana and then Matic / Polygon, and then going on there and seeing what the apps are there. I'm not super familiar with Mana and what it is really. I know it's, otherwise called Decentraland.
Yeah, it's where you can purchase like digital plots of land. It's on the Ethereum
Okay,
network. It's an
okay.
ERC20 token. Yeah, you're right. It's the Decentraland. It's it's interesting. I liken it to. Do you remember when what was that? Second Life was a big deal.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I see what this is
it's like
going for.
it's like a decentralized Second Life. I don't know if any of our listeners ever partook in that, but if you did, send us a voice note, or if you were holding Mana, let us know. I'm actually holding it as well. I'm up a little bit in it. I'm probably this is one I'm going to swing trade. This is not a hold for me.
Yeah.
Matic is more of a hold for me. Solana's a hold for me. Bitcoin's a hold. Ethereum is a hold. Right? I'm not looking to exit these anytime soon. But other even even PancakeSwap is a hold and stake.
You know what Mana really kind of paves the way for, because it is the biggest. It's gamified NFTs, right? I mean, it's really interesting. I'd love to see the integration with this. I know Atari has been mentioned as a partner in this Decentraland VR world.
Yeah. I'm getting all these notes from people. I've seen that a lot of my friends who haven't been in this space for a while are messaging me on my Instagram, probably because I've been posting some crazy stories lately of my travels, and they're saying, "Oh, I got to get into crypto. How do I do it? I want to make some extra cash." And listen, the first step is to join our stereo call. It's the best way for you to actually ask questions and join in. It doesn't matter if your questions are beginner questions or not. This is the purpose of our stereo call is to just have an open discussion with people on cryptocurrency. I mean, you're more than welcome to listen and just hear us have our own chat. Mike and I talk countless hours during the day about this stuff, and we only decided to put one of those hours on stereo. But this is your chance to call in and ask us questions, even if you're holding on to a token and you want to hear some technical analysis on it. We both subscribe to technical analysis indicators, paid indicators that help us determine when to enter, when to exit trades.
I know you guys are hating on
Successfully, yeah.
Dogecoin, but I think it's like the overstep. It's like the brand or the known one. And then once people step into Dogecoin, they do their more research, they realize there's better coins out there. It's kind of like the pop star of music. Like people like a specific pop star, and then they get into other forms of music.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. That's an interesting theory. But I think the more that people, gravitate towards this Dogecoin, they start to think that there's something real there. And hey, it's going to see more adoption and more people are going to start accepting it. Look, the supply is controlled by 94% of the Doge supply is controlled by the top 1%. So it's people buying into the same financial system. XRP, people buying into the same financial system. 50% of all XRP is controlled by Ripple Labs. By buying into Doge and XRP, we're not really changing anything,
Right. And we are talking about what we want is we want to buy cryptocurrencies that are helpful to the growth of this ecosystem. We want to see the whole decentralized ecosystem grow. We want to see the Matic network grow, the Solana grow, even the Bitcoin network. It still has room to grow. We've talked about this before, and I know we talked about this in the last show. There's a great Bitcoin versus gold debate, but if you think that Bitcoin is a third, or should be valued at a third of gold, then Bitcoin has a lot of room to grow. Like even at 60,000, Bitcoin has a lot of room to grow.
100%. 100%.
So if you're just getting into this, if you're listening to us and you're thinking, okay, I just want to learn about cryptocurrency, what should be the first token I buy? I hear Doge is trading at 30 cents and Bitcoin's trading at 60,000, or 55,000. Oh, I can't afford Bitcoin. You're wrong.
Chris was saying the same thing to me yesterday. He was saying, like, I can't believe how silly these people are. They don't understand market cap. It's the value of the total supply, right? It's like I used the pizza analogy before, right? If I sell you a whole pizza versus I cut it into 8 slices and I give it to you in 8 different pieces, you got the same amount, right? So it's like that with Bitcoin versus Doge. And you got to look at the market cap. What's the value of the whole pizza, right? What do you think that pizza's worth? Do you think the Doge pizza's worth more than the Bitcoin pizza?
Well, I can tell you right now that Bitcoin pizza is worth around 1.2 trillion.
I see 1 trillion, but that's on CoinGecko.
Is it 1 trillion? Is it
1.
1 trillion today?
Yeah, 1.02.
And can we? What's Doge worth? What's the Doge pizza worth?
40 billion.
40 billion. Wow.
And
Doesn't even compare.
And people thought it was people. I'm serious, Noah. People, the last bull cycle, people thought it was ridiculous when it was at 1 billion, and now we're at 40 billion in 2021.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, this whole idea of a meme coin, and I just hope that people realize that utility is key. Utility is what drives value in this market.
Right. And tell me, what's the utility of Dogecoin?
Why did Binance Coin go from $20 to $600? Utility.
Hey guys, okay, I have a question, right? Okay, you guys don't play in the Dogecoin, right? My question is it impossible for the Dogecoin to be a Bitcoin or Ethereum?
It's not worth the trouble because the mining is controlled by a few small groups. There's no active development team. It's like we're asking questions. We're asking questions about a sham, like it's a sham. It's a sham of a coin.
Well, I mean, there's a few reasons why it cannot be Bitcoin. Let me just give one reason. Maybe, Mike, you can give another reason. One reason it cannot be Bitcoin is Bitcoin has a max supply of 21 million Bitcoins. There will never be more than 21 million Bitcoins ever. That's it. Doge is producing new Doge coins every day. I think to the tune of 15. I've heard this number, 15 million.
10,000. I heard it was 10,000 Doge every single day.
Maybe 10,000 Doge a day, and there is no max supply of Dogecoin. So it's like there is no max supply of the U.S. dollar. They can just keep printing it. So there's a possibility that your Doge could be devalued because more is being printed, more is being mined. With Bitcoin, there is a max supply, and I believe there's an end date. I'm not sure what year it's coming up, when the last Bitcoin will be mined. And after that, there will never be any more Bitcoin mined again. So for that one reason, the security of Bitcoin is stronger, and the value is here to stay. The value is fixed. The value of Doge is anyone's guess at the moment, because they can just keep. And let me say this: they can keep minting it, and the problem is that who's minting it, right? In Bitcoin, we have millions of miners across the globe, and that adds to the security of Bitcoin. With Doge, there is a small amount of miners who are actually mining Dogecoin, which is actually very risky for that token. So, no max supply, limited miners. Those are two reasons why Doge will never, and I hate to say never, but will have a very hard time ever reaching the market cap of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, like we said, is at 1 trillion, but Bitcoin's undervalued at 1 trillion. believe it or not, Bitcoin is undervalued at 1 trillion.
100%. It's the most secure. It's the strongest network of any of these cryptocurrencies. Is the most resistant to any attack. And there's a limited supply. So versus Ethereum, right? Ethereum has an infinite supply as well. And it's just curious. It'll be curious to see, how Ethereum, XRP, Doge fare in the long term. But I'm not putting my chips, on the Doge or XRP or, look, Ethereum has the network effect, first mover advantage, completely different story, right?
And we know first mover advantage is key in this blockchain space, right? Because look, 95% of all decentralized applications, they only had one blockchain to build it off of to begin with, and that was Ethereum. So that's why Ethereum has so many. Now, it's a different case today, right? We have a lot of new public blockchains that people can build decentralized applications off of. So Ethereum is going to see some competition, but they had first mover advantage. Bitcoin had first mover advantage. And first mover advantage is key. I also want to say this, Mike, and I'd like if you can expand upon this, but Dogecoin versus Bitcoin is what we're talking about. I think it's a risky I think it's risky for people to compare the two, because even though we are trying, Elon Musk and Mark Cuban are trying to make Doge a store of value, the value is whatever they want it to be. It's not what the market wants it to be. Whereas the value for Bitcoin is determined by the market.
I saw something really interesting on Binance the other day. I think Apple, Microsoft, Tesla are now tokenized shares on the Binance network. Now that's very interesting as far as crypto is concerned. But also, I think that opens up Binance to some sort of legal exposure as far as them issuing some kind of security without approval from the SEC.
Wait, he's talking about Binance issuing a security? I missed that.
Yeah. I mean, he was saying that, and I hadn't seen this myself, Raul, so maybe you can share this in the Discord, but how these big companies like Apple were tokenizing, I guess, something like I don't think it's a share of their company, but creating a cryptocurrency related to their organizations and being sold on the Binance network. I haven't heard of that, but maybe.
Oh, you mean that? No. Binance is doing stock trading. That you can trade stocks on the blockchain.
Oh,
so it's a share of the company. Right. I mean, it's exactly as advertised. It's you're getting a share of the company. I don't think there's any issue with that. I mean, so sure, I'd have to do more research, but
they're becoming like a Robinhood, where you can also trade public on the public stock exchange, the Nasdaq.
Well, this you're trading on the blockchain. The shares are exchanged on a blockchain.
Oh wow, I wasn't aware of this. I should look into it.
And we talked about this yesterday on our NFT special. Binance is launching their own NFT exchange on Binance. I mean, come on. Yeah. Binance is the one, I mean, we follow this newsletter and they're talking about BNB as a speculative asset when they've got, what is it, almost 40 billion. Let's check a DeFi station, almost $40 billion locked up. They've got the biggest DeFi app on Binance Smart Chain, almost 39 billion locked up on Binance Smart Chain, and it continues to go up. Not a speculative asset. Doge, XRP, speculative asset. And I'm actually surprised that this newsletter that we're talking about, this token metrics, they didn't call out XRP for being a speculative asset. I mean, they don't even have any users on their chain.
I wonder if they don't call out these. I wonder if they're not calling them out because they're worried about losing subscribers. because
It
there's
could
such a
be.
fan base. There's such a fan base behind this stuff.
It could be, I mean, the more that you play into the echo chamber of your audience, they become they become bound to your information feed.
Yeah, I mean, we've experienced that here. We've had people come on our show and kind of go toe to toe with you on some of these non-crypto cryptos because they're huge fans and they want to see they want to believe that they are the next big thing, but they're not, and they're going to be dumped on as they've already been several times.
Just saying, Binance is innovative and it's becoming a monster.
Yes.
Yeah, and the boss is really cool. The CEO of Binance is like probably the coolest crypto CEO there is out there.
Dude is a complete savage. He said, "I've tested negative for fiat." Savage.
That's great. That's great.
Oh, hey, PancakeSwap just sent me a scam message on Discord. Get those all the time.
Yeah, so Mike, we're gonna wrap up our show here. We've done this for about an hour, and we usually do about an hour show, a free show. This weekend is gonna be our first workshop. Like we said before, we're gonna teach people how to get on the Matic network. You got to use a bridge, and if you want to, maybe tomorrow and Friday, Mike, we'll do like a pre-show for it. Like you got to get your MetaMask set up before our show. Maybe you got to load on some fiat currency.
Yeah, that's all good. We should definitely do that.
Just so that we're not wasting time on our weekend show. Because Mike and I do have lives outside of this. Our lives are researching crypto. When we're not talking,
that's exactly right. And finding the hot projects, and I'm looking to find projects that aren't even launched yet. They haven't even issued any tokens. That's what I'm looking for. So, and I was telling Chris about this yesterday, and of course, he has a history with hedge funds and that, and he said, "Yeah, look, you're gonna do what if you're like early on the projects and you're putting together research." He said, "There's definitely a market for that, and I'm sure exchanges would be all over it. But we just have to get there, right? That's like the end game, right? But we're in the pre-game right now, where we just have to put the game plan together, and we're going to do that right now after we step off this call and get linked up with Satoshi, who's going to be our third host once Stereo adds the feature for having more than two hosts. We're going to bring Satoshi on the show, and we look forward to having his knowledge. I don't think he's in here, but
I don't think he's on here today.
We need to go connect with him.
He gives tough love, and that's what I like about him. He'll tell you.
No. It's the real truth. It's if you really understand this market and that it goes up and it goes down, he's just giving you both sides of it.
Definitely. I just want to give a couple shout outs. Rico Razi, thanks for following both Alpha Chi and myself. And of course, Fire Dog, thanks for listening to our show today. He has been a fan from day one, along with Crypto Martian. Thanks for sharing the show today. Yeah, guys, so we're going to close up our show. If you have any last comments, questions, interesting stories, now's the time to do it. If you have any big wins, big losses, we want to hear about it. I've only been experiencing wins the past couple of days since Bitcoin has been on a tear. My altcoins have been doing extremely well. I've mentioned these the past 2 days because they've been doing well for me. Solana and Matic both have. Like I said, I'm up 100% in Matic already.
Right.
And I still think it has room to grow. Like I'm not selling.
Sure.
I think it still has room to grow. And how do I evaluate that? Well, I look at the market cap and I compare it against other.
Where do you think it should be? I think it.
Well-
Look, I think it should definitely surpass EOS. I'm looking forward to surpass EOS.
Yeah, definitely. What is the? I'm pulling up the market cap right now of EOS on CoinGecko.
So that'd be like a 50% move. But first we got to get over $1. You know, but I'm looking I'm looking for it to overtake chains that aren't going to be as heavily used. I'm really looking for, you know, Matic to take off here.
You know, and I just want to say this again because I don't think our listeners, I don't think we can say it. We can't say it enough. When evaluating these tokens, look at the market cap. Don't look at the price. The price can
All right, so
change.
Satoshi is reaching out to us. Sorry, guys, we got to cut the show here and jump onto a call.
Get out of here. It's been real. We really appreciate you guys tuning in.
This has been Talk.Crypto.